Hello students, today we'll be starting a new module in your AutoCAD foundation course. This new module will cover how to work in AutoCAD and learn different tools required to start drawing in your work area. First of all, we'll be learning dynamic input. I have introduced you to dynamic input in a few sessions before. But still, we'll be covering in this session the complete settings of dynamic input. We'll be covering line tool today. And later on in the coming up sessions, we'll be covering the coordinate system, the erase tool, how to erase a drawn line, object selection methods from window, circle tools, zoom and pan tool, units tool, limits of a given drawing, plot a drawing, and option dialog box, which again I have introduced you to at some level. We'll be covering all the tabs when we're going to do the option dialog box, because that is really important for you. Right? So let's start with first topic, dynamic input mode. Now, most of you will be thinking that I've already shown you this dynamic input settings. This shortcut key for this drafting setting is DS enter. When you type DS in your keyboard, DS, press enter. The drafting setting dialog box will appear in front of you. Right? Otherwise, you can go to the status bar where you have an icon of dynamic input. You can right click on that icon and there would be an option drafting settings or dynamic input settings. You can click on that and again this dialog box will appear in front of you. Alright. In AutoCAD, the dynamic input mode basically allows you to enter the commands through the pointer input. See, this is the cursor, and when you move on your screen, your drawing area, this cursor gives you information in regard to your command. For example, if you start a line, it will specify the first point, alright, or otherwise it will show you dimensions as well. Alright, you need not go below in the command line and type. Basically, you can keep your head up, watch on your screen and work within the screen area, within the drawing area. Alright. Now, there are a few points here which we'll be covering today. One is enable pointer input. When you click on this, the dynamic input will show its pointer on your screen. Otherwise, if you disable it, you will have to type on your command line. Alright. When you enter a command through your pointer point, this is the suggestion list which will appear in front of you. Same way as it appears in the command line, but that will be on your screen area. Alright. There is another radio button. There is another checkbox here, enable dimension input where possible. Means inputs in relation to your dimensions will be shown when you click or enable this checkbox. Alright. Here are setting tabs as well. There are different settings which you can go through when you click on settings when in the enable pointer input tab, or there are different settings for enable dimension input where possible as well. Alright. There are two more things here. One checkbox is for show command prompting and command input near the crosshair. That is, this is the crosshair plus sign with a aperture in between. Right. Show additional tips with command prompting. Like this is showing specify first point. Alright. So this is a tip. Basically, it's helping you what you actually have to do on your screen. Okay. There are also some drafting tooltip appearances settings as well. We'll go through each and every setting. Now, coming to first setting, that is pointer input setting dialog box. That is when you enable the pointer input, there is a setting tab here. When you click on it, this is a dialog box which will appear in front of you. This is basically formatting. It's again about coordinate system, which we will be learning in the coming up sessions. By default, it shows polar format and relative coordinates. Right? You can also select Cartesian format and absolute coordinates, which is the default way of working of AutoCAD. It works in Cartesian, absolute Cartesian coordinate system. All right. Basically, it's a type of format how to select the points on your screen. There is also one more information here, visibility. Basically, show coordinate tooltips. There are three options. By default, the radio button is on when a command asks for a point. When a command asks for a point, then only show the tooltip. But there are two more options you can select as your preference. One is as soon as I type coordinate data. When I type coordinate data, then only the tip will be there. Otherwise, always, even when not in command. When you're not in command, still the visibility of the tool tips, or I would say the tips like specify first point, specify second point, it will show. So by default, you can keep the AutoCAD keeps on when a command asks for a point. All right. You can click on OK and come out of it, or you can take help as well. And if you don't want any changes, then cancel it. All right. This is all about pointer input setting dialog box. The second checkbox was enable dimension input where possible. So this is when you click on enable dimension input where possible, this dimension input basically it displays in the graphic area a preview of that particular dimension. Right? Here you can see there is also when it shows a tooltip specify next point. There is also a dynamic prompt which appears. It's an arrow. You can select different inputs here. Like this is basically an example of polyline. You want to draw the polyline as an arc, a half width, a length, undo, width. Any one you can select and type the input in it. Type the dimension regarding this dimension of basically the length. You can type the width. You can type the half width, or you can type the dimension of an arc. All right. When you disable the dimension input where possible, then the dimensions will be shown here, like here. There will be two dimension input fields, wherein one is for dimension and one is will be shown for the angle. Sometimes the length and the width, and then it will when you enter the length, it will lock the first pointer, and then it will automatically go to the second pointer, and you can type the dimension and then it will lock. You will be learning through AutoCAD all of these things. Now, the settings of under this enable dimension input where possible, you have this dialog box wherein by default it is selected as show two dimension input fields at a time. All right. You can also select show only one dimension input field at a time, or you can also click on show the following dimension input field simultaneously. You can select any of them. By default, it selects all of them. Okay. There is a tip also, press tab to switch to the next dimension input field. Basically, when you want to switch to the next tab, like from arc to half width, you can click on tab and it will switch. All right. When you select one of the inputs, the black dot appears. Like here, you can see length is being selected. It's been mentioned. All right. Now, as I had shown you first, there are three checkboxes here, two checkboxes here. Show command prompting and command input near the crosshairs, and show additional tips with command prompting. So basically, select this checkbox. The prompt sequences will be displayed near the crosshairs. That is the cursor. All right. This is your crosshair. All right. It will be displayed near the cursor, and it will also have a drop-down menu arrow from where you can select different options. Basically, it shows that there are other options as well. All right. When you select this checkbox, the dynamic input gives you different tips. Like I said, specify first point. All right. Now coming to drafting tooltip appearance, this is the dialog box when you click on drafting tooltip appearance tab. All right. So this is about the appearance of the tips. The size of the tip, you can use the slider and change the slide. You can also select the transparency. This will be the model preview and this will be the layout preview. Okay. there is also one more section, applied to. There now, in this two things are there. If you select use settings only for dynamic input tooltips, basically the tips which it is showing, if you select this radio button, then the changes which you make in size and transparency or colors, it will be applied only to the dynamic input tooltips. But if you select the override OS settings for all drafting tooltips, then these settings which you change will be applied to all the drafting settings. OSNAP, polar tracking, all the other settings which are there in the drafting settings, dialog box, like snap and grade, polar tracking, object snap. Wherever tooltips are applied, this settings will change accordingly. Alright. Now I'll show you these dialog boxes you can press DS enter. This is drafting setting dialog box which will appear in front of you. You can go to dynamic input, right click and click on dynamic input settings. Again, this will be the dialog box in front of you. Now, first one is enable pointer input. Alright. Second is enable dimension input where possible. And third is the dynamic prompts, basically the two checkboxes which I talked about. Show command prompting and command input near the crosshair. This is the crosshair. And show additional tips with command prompting. This is additional tips. Now, enable pointer input settings is this one. By default, it is on polar and relative, which I said. And when a command asks for a point, alright. This settings, which I discussed already, by default, it shows show two-dimension input fields at a time. Okay. Drafting tooltip appearance. These are the settings. You can go to colors, change the colors of the drafting tooltip. Like as of now, it is black. You can change to different colors. You can change the size. You can change the transparency level. And if you want to override to all the tooltips, you can override it, or you can just click on use settings only for dynamic input tooltips and click on OK. Alright. This is all about drafting settings. I'll show you how it shows. This is the cursor. When I go into the command C, it's showing specify first point, and it has two pointer inputs where I can type my dimensions. Alright. So this is all about dynamic input. Now let's move on to the next topic, drawing lines in AutoCAD. So how to draw lines in AutoCAD? First of all, we'll learn how to invoke this line command in AutoCAD. You can go to the ribbon, go to home, there is a draw panel in where you can click on line and start drawing. Second is toolbar, go to draw toolbar, then click on line. Otherwise, you can also go to menu bar. If your menu bar is hidden, then go to the quick access toolbar, click on the drop down arrow and show the menu bar. There also you have a draw tab. You can go into the draw tab and click on line. Alright. This is the draw toolbar which appears in front of you. Here the first icon, this is the line. Alright. You can go to tool palettes, click on draw and then select the line. You can type the command complete LINE or select from the suggestions or L enter. Alright. So these are the different ways of invoking line command in AutoCAD. Now, how you draw lines using the line tool? On your screen, first of all, today you will be practicing without any dimension, without any coordinate system, because you don't as of now know how to exactly type on a particular grid, how to type the coordinate system, the coordinates X and Y. These all you will learn in the upcoming sessions. Till then, just practice randomly, freehand, how to click on your screen to take a particular shape or click on different points to get lines. Like I can click when I press L enter on my command line, then it will tell me to specify the first point. So I'll click on my screen. If it's without grid, you can click anywhere. If it's on a grid, you can switch on the snap, and according to the snap, it will catch the grid point. You can click the first point here, there. Then move your cursor in the horizontal way. If your line is moving in different angles, then you can switch on the ortho mode of your AutoCAD. That is F8 is the shortcut. Otherwise, Control plus L or from your status bar. It will draw straight lines. Then take a next point as a second point, and then go to the third point. Alright, in the vertical area. That is, this is X and this is Y. Alright, this I will show you in AutoCAD as well. Now, there is one close option to close your line after pointing like first point, second point, third point, and after your fourth point. The fifth point will be again the first point. So rather than taking the fifth point, you can right click on your screen, and there will be a shortcut menu. From there you can click on close to close your rectangle. I would say you close your line, so it will appear as a rectangle in front of you. Right? And one more thing important to remember is the undo option. If, for example, you have taken the first point and you're going to take the second point, but by mistake you have taken the second point somewhere in the middle, and that is the wrong dimension. So you can, within the command, you can click Control plus Z for undoing it, or you can go to the quick access toolbar and click on undo. All right. This is how you invoke line tool using command window. All right. When you type L in the command window, there will be a list of suggestions by the command window, starting from L. Like it is also showing the length, layer, layout line, list. All right. So you can click on your selected command, that is line. It also has a help button and search on web, which I have already discussed with you in the first or second class. All right. Now let's go to CAD and practice this. This is my new session. I'm not going to take any dimension. I'm not going to use any coordinates. I'm just going to show how to take points on your screen. Type L. See, this is my dynamic input showing me suggestions. So I'll select line. All right. On my grid, now I have switched on my snap, so it's capturing my grid points. So I'll click on my first point. Now see, my cursor is moving in 360 degree. So I can switch on my ortho mode by going to my status bar, or I can press F8 or Control plus L to make it straight. So within whichever degree you want to go into, like I want to go to east, 0 degree. If I want to go to 180 degree, it is also showing me my dynamic input is also showing me the cursors, the angle which I'm taking. This is the 180 degree angle which I'm taking now, and this is the 0 degree angle. So 0 degree angle around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes ahead. I'll take second point. Okay. Now again it is asking me next point. Unless I exit, I can go on. There is an option in your command line. See, exit and undo. You can click undo here as well. If I click on undo, it will release my last point. I'll again click on it and then go upwards. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've taken 5. Okay, in the 90 degree. Okay. Now I can exit. So I click on exit or click enter on my keyboard. So this is my L. Alright. Now I'll show you how to close. I'll again go to L. Now when I'm repeating the command, I need not use L again. I can just press enter and it will again go to the line command. I'll again take a point, then horizontal point, then my second point, and this is my third point, this is my fourth point, and now rather than fixed point, I'll click on close. Now one more thing I want to tell you here. See, in your command line you can see close has blue C, exit has X blue, and undo has U blue. So basically the letters which are blue is a tip for you. So if you want to go within this line command and within the line command you want to use the close option, the exit option or undo option, you can click on this option, or you can also type. If you type C, it will close, use the close option. If you type X, it will exit. If you type U, it will use the undo. All right. See, like if I use U and enter, it has undone my last action. I'll click it on again. Now I will use close. So I'll type C, enter. See, it is automatically closed in my rectangle. I need not press the fifth point. All right. I'll do it again and show you. I'll enter my first point, my second point, my third point, my fourth point, and rather than taking fifth point, I'll click on close. And one more thing I want to tell you. You can also, after your fourth point, you can also right click, and this is your shortcut menu. You can close it here as well. The three options, close, exit, undo, is also here present. So you can close it. So you have three options to close. You can enter C, enter. You can click on the close option, and you can also select the shortcut menu by right clicking on your screen and close it. Right? Alright, that's all for today, students. Please go back and practice this. You need not take a dimension. You need not set your workspace in terms of units, in terms of limits, or anything. You need not touch any other command. Just go type L, enter. Then it will ask you specify a point. You click on your screen, take a specified point on your screen, and then use ortho mode to take horizontal and vertical lines and practice it. Okay? The most beneficial thing in AutoCAD is it always shows us what next step is to be taken. Whenever you go into a command, it is very user friendly that because it shows us the next thing which you have to do. Like for example, if I want to draw a circle, it will ask me how much radius you want to take, how much diameter you want to take, where you want to press the center point. Each and every information it will ask, so it is easy. It becomes easier for you to work on AutoCAD. You should read all the steps and then go forward. All right. I'll repeat the steps again. L, enter. Click on your screen to specify the first point. Then, if you want straight lines, then press Ctrl L or F8, or from your status bar, go to ortho mode, toggle it on, then take the second point, then go upwards to the 90 degree, take the third point, and then again come to 180 degree, take the fourth point, and then rather than coming to the fifth point, just right click to the shortcut menu, press close to close this rectangle, or on your command line, just click on close. That's all for today. All right. Next session, we'll do this quick revision in regard to line and dynamic input, and then we'll move on to the coordinate system, which is very important you to understand, because this is the base how you will be drawing your projects in this CAD. All right. Thank you, students, and keep practicing.